Hey everybody, Gina Mizell here outside of Oregon State football practice. It is Wednesday, a couple days out from Boise State contest on Saturday. Obviously a huge game for the Beavers, a big non-conference closing contest against the Broncos. It was a defensive player and coach availability day. Starting off with the major injury note, Manasseh Hungaloo did not participate in the part of practice that we were able to watch. Jonathan Willis was in there on the inside. Now Hungaloo told me a couple of days ago that his shoulder that he hurt against Idaho State is a little bit sore, but that he expects to be ready to play on Saturday, and he's listed as questionable on the injury report. But if he is not available, that's obviously a big defensive piece that will not play for the Beavers on Saturday if he cannot go. We talked to defensive coordinator Kevin Clune. He is obviously quite familiar with facing Boise State. He was the former defensive coordinator at Utah State. They trounced the Broncos last year, and they forced 8 turnovers in that game, which was obviously a huge margin. And he joked that people would told him after that game that, hey, why don't you play like that every game? So he said there's a lot of carryover, obviously, with Boise State's offense. They do a lot of the same stuff, but they mix up a lot of things, do a lot of different formations. Obviously have a very strong passing attack, and Oregon State had a good opportunity to take the ball away against Idaho State with 5 turnovers. So that's something he's been preaching this whole time since he's arrived at Oregon State. He runs a very similar scheme, obviously, to what he did at Utah State. So that's kind of where things stand on the defensive side of the ball. Now, yesterday we were able to talk to offensive players and coaches. The big note there is that Braden Kersley, the BYU transfer and Aloha product, he has been running with the first unit the last couple of weeks. He played the entire second half as the center and is actually making a push for that starting job. TJ Woods said that Yanni Demo-Gerontas, who started the first couple of games, didn't play poorly, but that they're making that a true competition. So it'll be interesting to see how the offensive line continues to develop. It's a group that has struggled at times, both protecting Daryl Garrettson and in running the football. And Kevin McGibbon mentioned a couple other things as far as just being efficient, having an opportunity to not just get those big explosive plays, but to churn out those 12, 16 play drives and really just sustain for extended periods of time. I have a story about that right now on OregonLive.com that you can catch right now. And of course, Noah Togiai, starting tight end and H-back. He is on crutches. He will not play this week. And for the foreseeable future, it'll be up to Ricky Ortiz and Tuli Willie Matagi at that H-back spot. So Danny Moran has a story about how they will keep going without Togiai. Obviously an interesting matchup, a big pass-catching weapon. So that's sort of what we've got going on at practice. Gary Anderson will speak to the media again tomorrow, and then it'll be game time on 12:30 on Saturday. So this is been Gina Mizell here at Oregon State practice. You can check out our stuff on OregonLive.com and the Oregonian.